Hi, welcome to another episode of Healing Space. I am your host, Cara. Today's episode is going to be New Year, New You, what to do when you can't leave HS behind in 2025. Thank you for joining me today, whether you're doing dishes, going for a walk, driving, or finally sitting down with a nice cup of tea. I'm really glad you're here with me right now. Before we begin, I would like to thank our sponsor, UCB, for supporting today's episode. We may not be able to leave HS behind in 2025. It's definitely coming with us. Thankfully, UCB will be coming with us too. Without them, these conversations wouldn't be possible. Ugh. So let's talk about this whole new year, new me when you live with HS. It's January, which means we are seeing the highlight reels, the top 9 photos, recaps of achievements, people's European trips and gym transformations, new houses, new engagements, and a caption after caption of best year yet. You know the feeds I'm talking about because you're seeing them too. And when you're living with HS, especially if 2025 was a hard year, these posts can bring up a lot of big emotions. For some of you, 2025 might have been the year that your symptoms started. It was the year of searching, confusion, appointments, waiting lists. The year you heard the words hidradenitis suppurativa for the first time. The year you finally got your diagnosis and you felt relief after feeling lost for so long. For some of you, it was the year that you stopped working, not because you wanted to, but because your body forced you to. It was the year you stayed in bed more than stood on your own feet. The year that showering alone felt like climbing Mount Everest. Or maybe it was a year that was filled with surgery. Maybe it was traumatic. I know it was painful, but it healed. And now you're starting 2026 cautiously hopeful. Or maybe it was the year something finally started working for you. The meds kicked in, the flares slowed down, and you finally started getting back to life. That is the reality of HS. Everyone's experience looks completely different. Thus, your year is going to look different too. One person's best year of my life can exist right beside someone else's hardest year I have ever had. And that's why comparison be dangerous. I know that you've heard it and you're already rolling your eyes at me when I go to say comparison is the thief of joy. I could give you 15 different quotes that I know that you've already heard on why we shouldn't compare. So for today's episode, I'm not going to tell you to not compare yourself or your year to other people. You're a human being and it's going to happen. So instead, we're going to talk about what to do when you catch yourself comparing your year to someone else's year, whether they have HS2 or not, what to do when comparison hits you. So let's give ourselves some grace and walk through this gently. Here are some tips and tricks that I find can help when you go down the rabbit hole of comparing yourself to other people. One of the first things that you can do is name it without judging it. When comparison hits, most of us immediately feel shame. I shouldn't feel this way. I shouldn't be jealous. I should be happy for them. I am so jealous. What is wrong with me? And when those feelings start, I want you to stop and pause. Your pain from seeing these posts is not a moral failing. Instead, I would like you to call out what is really happening, and that is seeing this post hurt. It's okay to say that. It is okay to see a post of someone achieving something that you wish you could achieve and you feel HS has stopped you, and simply saying out loud, seeing this post hurts. Validate it. It's okay. Seeing this post makes me feel jealous, and that's okay. When you do this, you're not being a bad or spiteful person, simply reality. You don't need to talk yourself out of the emotion. You just need to pause attacking yourself for having it. It's okay that you had that thought. It is okay. Just sit with it. You're not a bad person. But now what do we do with it? You give yourself grace. You go, yes, Becky is benching and she looks great and she goes to the gym every day and I currently can't get out of bed. And that's the season of life that she's in. This is the season of life I'm in. And you can wish Becky all the best. You don't need to like, you don't need to comment. You can scroll through, let it go. Good job, Becky. And then just sit with yourself and go, I know I'm feeling jealous. I'm feeling even maybe angry that this post has reminded me that other people's bodies can do these incredible things and they look so strong and I feel so weak. And then remind yourself that just getting out of bed when you're having a flare day takes an equivalent amount of strength. I understand it might not look as impressive as deadlifting 200 pounds, but after surgery, getting up and getting in the shower and doing wound care, that takes some serious strength, and give yourself grace. Even if your wins look different than these highlight reels, they're still wins. Which then brings me into the second one. Anchor your goals in your reality, not someone else's reality. Someone doesn't have HS, their good year might look like a bunch of trips, different promotions, a marathon, perfect gym selfies, etc., etc. But your body has different demands. Your energy responds differently, your pain fluctuates, your skin dictates the clothing you can wear and what you can do. Your success can't be measured on the same stick as theirs. And that doesn't make you any smaller. Ask yourself, was this a hard year for me? You might think, yeah, my body hurt. I went through surgery. I changed medications. I spent months dealing with one singular flare that just wouldn't go away. I had to go to work even when I was in pain. And then you can think, what did I do in despite of that? You still showed up to appointments. You advocated for yourself. You learned how to bandage. You found that new tape that changed everything. You survived flare after flare, and you're still here. Just because you're not seeing other people post that as their wins, it can still be your win. Then third, comparison doesn't have to be a bad thing. Sometimes it can point you in the direction you want to go. So for example, you might be scrolling through your Instagram feed and you notice that videos of people doing incredible feats in the gym, you don't care. You're just like, good for you. And you just keep scrolling. And then it's more of the posts of people going out and traveling and doing things with friends that just really hit you in the feels. And then you feel bad because you're comparing and you are feeling jealous. Instead of feeling guilty about those, maybe you could explore them. I think it might be your body telling you that you want to explore more and you want more friendships in your life, and that's not a bad thing. You could thank that feeling. You can go, thank you for letting me know this is something that I'm feeling jealous of because I don't feel like I have enough of it in my life right now. And that's something you can work on. Maybe you can't keep up with Jessica, who just did a 3-month-long trip through Europe. The average person can't do that. Maybe for you, it's just reconnecting with an old friend and going to the cafe, the city over that you've really been wanting to try. That could be a great start. Your jealousy and your comparison is just showing you something in your life that you're missing. And it's okay to then go, I am also going to try to engage in these things in a way that my HS will let me. You can thank your jealousy. It's just pointing you in the direction you want to go. You don't have to attack yourself for wanting more. Just listen to yourself and adapt. Then fourth, remember that you are in a season. Life is not linear. It just makes it even less linear. And you will have years where everything is falling apart, new flares, new scars, so many appointments. And then out of nowhere, you will have months that you feel like yourself again. You will laugh, you will go outside, you will take pictures you actually like. You will have pain-free mornings and forget what a flare feels like. And then maybe it'll change again. Maybe it won't. That's how life works. Life is like seasons. Some seasons are harvest seasons, and some seasons there's a drought. So when you compare yourself to someone's harvest season, you're not giving yourself enough credit. Yes, they might have a full field of beautiful wildflowers, and you might be looking at a few weeds in yours and going, oh no, what happened? But just remember, maybe they didn't have a drought and a tornado and a hurricane and a tsunami and whatever else you can come up with that just kept taking them out. Everyone has different seasons of life, and your season this year might have been a little harder. So going into this year, we cannot guarantee that 2026 will be pain-free. I can't promise you this will be the year that a cure for HS is found. I cannot promise that the perfect treatment plan will be laid in your lap, but we can carry hope. Hope that your body will surprise you in gentle ways. Hope that healing will come in moments that you don't expect. Hope that you will laugh again and more often. Hope that you will find comfort, support, routine, and people who understand. Hope that you will discover things that you love that fit the body you are in now, because HS changes your life, but it does not end it. As you move through this life and you see resolutions and highlight reels and perfect captions and you catch yourself comparing, it's okay. Pause and use your tools. What are these feelings trying to tell you? Give yourself grace and look toward the year with hope. Your story is not over, and your life, even with HS, can still be beautiful. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of Healing Space. Thank you again to our sponsor, UCB, for helping make today's conversation possible. Until next time, be gentle with yourself. With lots of love, Cara.